Thank you, Mr. Speaker, sir. I'd like to thank the Honourable Andy Maitonga for a question on the work of the Ministry, and for this particular question, the work of the Ministry of Lands and Mineral Resources. As we know, provision of water in Fiji is largely the purview of two ministries: the Ministry for Infrastructure, which works together with the Water Authority in terms of surface water, and for groundwater, it is the purview of the Mineral Resources Department under the Ministry of Lands and Mineral Resources. This is one of the critical things that we need to do. We know that the provision of water is something that's in our Constitution. There's also a SDG that is around water and sanitation. In terms of the Ministry of Lands and Mineral Resources objectives for groundwater, it has two basic objectives in terms of groundwater and making sure that people that can get access to water. First of all, the Ministry has to identify and make available ground resources where present. So it has to go around, identify where there are potential groundwater resources, aquifers and so forth. Identify these because these will be needed for human consumption and also for development. It then needs to conduct hydrological investigations and assessments, and as a result of this, then provide quality boreholes to supply that clean and safe water to all Fijians. Second part of the second objective of the Ministry of Lands and Mineral Resources in relation to groundwater is then to manage the groundwater resources, to ensure sustainability and contribution to socio-economic growth with minimum impact to the environment. We don't want to over-extract, we want to extract groundwater to a level that allows it to be sustainable so that it can last for a longer term. Mr. Speaker, so the government has in fact invested around $9.5 million on groundwater development projects, and in return has drilled 213 boreholes. And out of these 213 boreholes, we found 152 boreholes were successful, 44 boreholes reticulated, and this has benefited around 17,206 Fijians since 2010. So that in itself is an achievement. In the year 2019-20 financial year, this particular financial year, groundwater development program, the Ministry has now successfully completed another 23 groundwater surveys, 17 groundwater drillings, and 7 boreholes reticulation, and work will progress until the end of June. Next year, we are looking in the Ministry for the 2021 program. We hope to be able to select 15 communities based on the severity of the problems they face in terms of access to water, and hopefully we'll be able to carry out the groundwater drillings and the groundwater surveys, and also to have seven communities to have their boreholes reticulated so that people can get the water into their homes. Additionally, the Ministry of Lands and Mineral Resources will continue to work together with requests from the Water Authority of Fiji and also the commercial water bottling companies. We'll continue to also facilitate the two groundwater programs that we have. One that is focused on small islands and the other that is focused on large islands, so that vulnerable communities can have access to clean and safe water. There's just a number of concerns that we have in relation to groundwater. First one is over-extraction. We want to make sure that we never ever over-extract in terms of the amount of the resource that is there. And the second issue that we're always worried about is pollution, about contaminants getting into the groundwater that we have. Groundwater can be contaminated where recharged water carries chemical pollutants, usually from agriculture, waste disposal or industry. So groundwater management requires a good understanding of both contaminant and extraction pressures, including how it interacts with surface water management. So the aim of sustainable groundwater management is to prevent groundwater from becoming severely depleted or highly polluted, and to minimize unwanted impacts on others. So there are a number of key technical interventions for groundwater management, and this includes control of groundwater pumping to sustainable levels, control of discharges to groundwater, and in some areas managing aquifer recharge, or the amount of water that gets back into the aquifers. So the remediation of groundwater contaminations, once it has occurred, is possible, but may only be partially successful and is very costly. Therefore, the Ministry of Lands and Mineral Resources, together with the relevant stakeholders, will continue to work hand in hand to finalize the policy that we're working on now, the groundwater resources exploitation management policy, which is in its 6th draft, has now gone through its 5th consultation to manage the groundwater resources that we do have in this country so that it can assist those that need access to water. Especially as we're now moving towards the dry season, there will be a need for us to work hand in hand to make sure that these resources are used for the benefit of the people of our country. Now, Mr. Speaker, sir.